Absolutely tremendous finish to the Carmel Cup, the day's feature, penultimate fixture of Cartmel's season, and the trainer responsible for the horse who got the better of that narrow finish with the winner Grey Skies is Donald McCain. Donald, I said to you afterwards I didn't necessarily see it coming, but you had a theory as to why it might have clicked.
Well, the old lad, obviously a lot of these older handicap chasers, when you bring them home from racing, you can see the job's just catching up with them and they get a bit sorer than they would over hurdles and things like that. So we thought we'd give him a try back over hurdles at Worcester, the time before, and he ran a nice race at Bangor, then went and won well at Worcester, loved being ridden forward and stuff. So did I really expect to win in Cartmel Cups? Probably not. I thought, proper 2 mile handicap hurdlers rattling around here might get away from him, but there was only one other front runner, I think, which has worked out good, and he was very tough.
Yeah, unbelievably tough. Brian keen to go up that inside line. Totally different place, Cartmel, isn't it, when the ground's quick and they've not had a deluge in the lead up to it?
Of course it is. I mean, it gets very messy down. I think, as I was watching it, I might be wrong, I think just as they've turned down under the woods, he was going to go about a couple of lengths clear and he stumbled quite badly and the other horses got upsides him again. So it's made it maybe slightly tougher than it would have been. But hey, look, they're great owners and it's a great prize to win for them. And
that's great to win a race like this, but the headline in the Racing Post was you being quoted as saying this isn't a sport in which you can stand still, and that applies to the checkbook's been out quite significantly, hasn't it, in recent weeks?
Begged, scraped and borrowed, yeah, with a bit of help and that sort of stuff, Dan. But yeah, look, it's nobody was particularly happy with last season. I don't think a lot of it was just me feeling not happy with our situation, but the season never really got going for a lot of people with ground and lots of different reasons. And it was just an opportunity at the end of the season. I had a few things in my head that I thought about changing. I had problems with my main gallop, which I put in only 5 years ago, and we got let down quite badly by the firm that put it in. And you either give up or do something different, don't you? So we've changed a lot of things apart from the people that I'm involved with, and that means my staff and my owners, and the horses. So it's all looking. Look, I think everyone's positive this time of year, but it's all looking quite positive at the moment.
And I guess that financial commitment isn't restricted to just the gallops. Pointers, bumper horses, what we're looking at this year amongst the new crop?
A little bit of everything, to be honest. I mean, we've not got the budget to go buying sort of really expensive horses, but we're trying to do things a slightly different way. So there's some horses being educated in Ireland in point-to-points that come over. We're buying 1 or 2 off the flat. We're buying some youngsters, and I'm of the age now where some of them are arriving. I've trained the mothers and that sort of stuff as well.
That's always grim, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's to be honest, like I say, we've trained a lot of winners. And your priorities change a bit, and I'm training for some lovely people, and that's, to be honest, that's what keeps you going. And I've got a lot of good people that work for me, and we've got good owners, and we've got to try and find a nice horse or two.
Early days, and as you said, like some aren't even in the yard yet. They're in Ireland. Are there any names on that team sheet who have, getting the heart fluttering a bit?
No, I mean the old suspects are back. Drama and Richmond Lake are back, and that sort of stuff. But then there's a few bump horses from last year that did very well. Counter Vendôme, I thought would run a huge race in the Aintree bumper, and he got hurt a few days before. He actually banged his head, so it was nothing of any major concern, if that makes sense. And he was placed in a listed bumper at Cheltenham without really knowing what he was doing, and we kept 1 or 2 more in bumpers last season that would have kicked on straight away over hurdles normally and won a couple of novice hurdles last year, but say they're not turning up week in, week out and that sort of stuff. So we're trying to make these horses last a bit. A lot of people have invested again. Tim Leslie obviously, and Jimmy Fife's got stuck in again. And Jimmy, we bought Haddock's de Zobo after an injury and time off at Doncaster this year. So yeah, look, if you can be positive, is this the time of year to be positive? And for now, we'll stay positive.
I feel like that as a City fan after week 1, not so good after today's. But I think there's that element as well, isn't there, that it might be a few years ago now, but this is a Grand National winning training we talk about. It's a multiple Cheltenham Festival winning training, thinking back to the likes of Pedlar's Cross, great horses like Overturn, and it's trying to get that name back up in lights to some extent.
Well, it is. I'm not down. I want to earn a living and keep my family healthy and happy and look after my owners, and that's the priority. A good horse would be nice, of course it would. If I think back at the horses I bought then, we wouldn't get near buying them now. Overturn wouldn't have been 75 grand, Pedlar's Cross wouldn't have been 100 grand, and they'd be way beyond us. So at the time we got lucky, but we'd say all you can do is try and find different ways to get in them, and we're trying, and there'll be something there that I've not registered with that might turn into a nice horse, and there'll be 1 or 2 disappointers, as is always the case, but keep your head down and keep going.
Well, we wish you well with it, Donald. Great to see that you're putting the cash in. I hope you get the rewards. You really deserve it.
Cheers, Dan. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.